Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah.
Smile to Jannah.
Alex, aka Cosmic Skeptic, is a young, popular, atheist YouTuber. He's made some pretty bold and worrying statements in the past.
But you would expect God's mouthpiece on earth to exhibit slightly more moral prescience, wouldn't you? Including Muslims, since you named them, should be off the table when it comes to critique or humour, more so than other groups. This is a stupid and bigoted opinion. Well, I'm afraid your God seems to be a little bit wrong there, and to mount and abuse them 3 years later. So before you even attempt to do such a thing, save yourself the embarrassment and just submit that even the prophets of gods have their shortcomings.
So for that reason, Mohammed hijab stepped up to the mark.
21st century, doing something mean to it. Do it better than anybody you ever seen do it. Screams from the haters, got a nice ring to it.
So this matchup was of Mohammed Hijab and Abdullah Al-Andalusi, and of course Alex, aka Cosmic Skeptic, and Colin. Alright, so Alex started off trying to get to grips with nothing.
There's no good reason to think that something can't come out of nothing. Perhaps there is nothing somewhere and we just haven't been able to access it or create it by removing the sufficient matter in the universe. But the fact of the matter is we have no experience with nothing.
You're nothing, boy!
His stance on morality was ever changing.
You can't just turn around and say that you're a hypocrite for being a moral nihilist, especially since I'm not one anymore.
Oh, you've changed your mind now?
Yes,
So you
quite
retract that
publicly
statement
so.
as well?
And his view on contingency and necessity was not only confusing but contradictory.
You accept that there is a necessary existence?
I would say that yes.
Then that's God.
But that doesn't have to be God.
Debate over, thank you very much.
No, that does not have to be God. I'm sorry, it does not have to be
That's our
God.
understanding of God.
Let's move on to Cosmic Skeptic's partner, who, let's face it, if he wasn't there, nobody would really notice.
No, we said that all mechanisms were instituted by God. Let's have one question.
That's fine.
Yes. Could you speak up a bit?
So he started off trying to be a really bad version of Richard Dawkins.
So there it is. Forget all that ludicrous stuff about Y chromosomes and gender. It's Allah what does it. Maybe someone should ask the Muslim Council of Great Britain if they really want someone like that advising them on medical matters.
As of course if he wasn't too busy showing off his sources of Islamic knowledge.
A few years ago I was on holiday in Morocco, and we hired a driver to take us around, and I learned from him that it is completely wrong that Jesus was the Son of God.
A few days ago I was outside Tesco and Rainbow Dave told me that atheism was a chocolate biscuit.
Ramadan Mariah, you don't do them haram things, yeah? Don't do it again.
Now I wouldn't deem this a worthy statement to discuss at home, let alone at an Oxford forum. And what was even more concerning was that the two people who were supposed to be working together, I didn't see them talk to each other at all. Maybe Alex was a bit cheesed off with him because he wasn't pulling his weight. But in Colin's defense, he was too busy, yeah, romancing his glass of water.
Looking so crazy right now, your love got me looking so crazy right now. Got me looking so crazy right now, your touch got me looking so crazy right now. All I really need to understand is when you talk dirty to me. Talk dirty to me.
Now, even though Mohammed Hijab is the lion, he's the don, he's the main man, but when he tried to interrupt Colin, you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
And
Colin,
nobody has given a very satisfactory
just one-
opinion. But please let me finish. Let me finish.
Sorry, apologies.
And when he did finally end his session with the glass and he did decide to contribute, his own partner shut him down.
And how can you show that the people who reported
want to get
it
other questions.
in the Bible were wrong?
Can I say for the record, I don't think that's necessary to do. Because I have to be very careful with the burden of proof here, which is that the proof needs to lie with the person making the claim, right? The Christians claim that Jesus died and was risen. They need to prove that.
If you think I'm being too harsh with him, hey, look at the guy. He was clearly unprepared.
1 to 2 minute closing statements, starting with Colin.
Oh, sorry. Wasn't really expecting that. Okay,
Sorry,
well...
we can start with Alex
yeah.
and then...
No, I'm happy to do it. It'll be very brief. There's an old Russian...
Maybe he thought he was coming to play bingo with his Moroccan cab driver. I did feel a little sorry for him because he did look like he was recovering from a hangover.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Well, Colin, you shouldn't have played with the big boys.
Used to beat down cops round here in our block, and now the downward pops. I know you see it, blood. You might switch to this thing from trying to be a fuck.
After all this glass business was going on, Hijab wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
is necessarily any more credible than the Islamic one. I don't think they can Christians can prove it either, what they believe, but I don't think you can disprove it or
Black Emirati front row, say something. I get it in, bro. I can see the grave coming.
Yeah, I do what I want.
Muhammad Hijab did make a valid point about atheism and contradictions, which we saw in the actual debate, be it in the small issues.
It's simply saying, well, you do this too, so who are you to speak? That's not what we're doing here. That's not what we're doing here. That's not what we're doing here.
Go on. Go on.
I actually
I'm not
can.
going to grant you that. You
And
don't believe in objective morality.
The difference is that you can't do the same thing. It's simply saying, well, you do this too, so who are you to speak? That's not what we're doing here. We have just allowed you to speak, and there were many times I could have interjected and asked you similar questions.
That is an evidence that it's something which ought to be done.
Okay,
now, hold on, excuse me.
It's not true.
No, hold on, you can check. I've just given you a reference.
Yeah,
you can check.
the title is not called
You're
review.
interjecting now.
Yes, I am, because the
So
title is not...
level of interjection?
The title, I didn't say the audience can notice I'm not interjecting. I said the audience can notice the disparity in it.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And even the bigger issues.
Do you accept that there is an necessary existence?
I would say that yes. 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 Yes.
You believe in a necessary existence which explains everything else.
No, necessary existence. Be careful.
You said a necessary existence.
If I'm going to deny the existence of contingent objects as Cameron has defined them, then that kind of means that the universe and everything in it is necessary in a sense.
Are you retracting?
The universe, there's not one unified necessary existence.
But you said
that the universe and everything in it is necessary.
If I said that and I meant what you think I meant by that, then yes, I retract it. But
I object, Your Honor!
To yourself?
No, I think what it is, Alex, is that you
But people can go and look up for themselves. You're very good at making arguments against things I used to believe in.
You're changing it because now you've been cornered. That's the only reason why you've changed your argument.
Let's face it, Hijab came prepared, he was on point, and the other guy was all over the place, frankly. I got a lot of love for Hijab, yeah? He's a unique debater, he has his own personality, and he brings something new to the table, which, yeah, is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But he is confident, entertaining, and academic. Just the right mix that the youth nowadays need. And that's why we love him. So Jazakallahu khair once again to Muhammad Hijab. Make sure you go and show him some love because it takes ages. He told me over a year to prepare for a debate. Let's leave it there, guys. Until next time.
Black Emirati front row, say something. I get it in, bro. I can see the grave coming.
Assalamu alaikum.